Iran, protester dies by suicide following release from prison.
Here's a summary of the article.
A young Iranian protester took her own life a few days after her release from a detention center, media reported on Sunday. Yalda Agafazli, 19, was arrested on October 26 in Engelab Square in the capital city Tehran and was released 10 days later, without being informed of the charges against her. Agafazli had been on hunger strike prior to her release from the Karchik detention center on November 6. She took her own life in Tehran on Thursday, with police reporting the cause of her death as an overdose. The ongoing nationwide protests were triggered by the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini following her arrest by Tehran's morality police for allegedly not complying with hijab regulations. Young men and women, and university students in particular, have been at the forefront of the protests, which have been met by a brutal state crackdown. At least 300 people have been killed during the mainly peaceful protests, including 40 children, according to one human rights organization.
This post received a score of 30,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I can't imagine the horror that person encountered in that prison.
From their track record we have a pretty good idea of what they did to crush her will to live.
I very much doubt she died at her own hand. She was on a hunger strike in prison. They probably let her out because she's not a martyr if they suicide her back outside.
I was wondering if they didn't just let her out, on paper. Meaning, move the body from prison to her apartment and make it look like she killed herself to prevent this revolution from being ratcheted up to 11.
The things that happen to prisoners in Iran is despicable beyond. Torture, rape, mental mind games, starvation. The world truly has no idea. Just wanted to let everyone know that murdering a virgin is illegal in Iran, so the female victim is raped by a prison guard the night before. Imagine the amount of rape happening in Iranian prisons, then imagine the torture, then the murders. I would be surprised if this wasn't happening to women of all ages either. Disgusting edit. The fact this is getting downvoted makes me think there are some sick fucks in this world. Edit 2. Source.
The 9-year-old Samia was doing her homework when Revolutionary Guards broke into her home, looking for her parents. When they didn't find them, they arrested Samia and took her to Evin prison. They kept her in prison and, for 5 years, until she was 14, they repeatedly interrogated her to find out where the parents could possibly be hiding. How can you justify doing that to someone, especially to a 9-year-old child? Absolutely evil people.
Even in the most callous, heartless pragmatism, she was a 9-year-old, you'd be done, debriefing, them using perfectly ordinary interrogation techniques within a day, too if they have heroic mental fortitude. Let's say you want to brainwash them. Complete indoctrination and re-education may take a year, tops. 5 years is absurd. Only explanation that occurs to me is they kept her as a hostage to get the parents to show up.
There's a second reason, which is that they enjoyed torturing her. And a third, which is that they were using her as an example. Evil will always find a reason.
The deterrent effect of making an example of people isn't all that reliable. You may well just outrage and infuriate them instead. Machiavelli observed that it is safer to be feared than loved, but that one should, at all costs, avoid being hated. But, yeah, we hurt them more because we can and it's fun, is a shockingly common outcome. I've recently been learning about the CIA's MKUltra programs, and, boy, they were not trying to be efficient in pursuit of any goal. They just hurt and ruined and killed people for fun and to see what happened. Power drunk, I think this is called.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.